run originally on Waiheke Island on gravel roads, but here we are at Hampton Downs, and this is the one that everyone wants to win. And once again, a fantastic start for Alistair Hugenbosen on the Suzuki. So he goes into the front, bike number 43. You're on board here with Hugenbosen. There is number 28, Dave Hall, a surprise winner in race number 1 in the wet. 41, Jaden Hassan on the Home Buyers Report Yamaha R6 through in 3rd place now. In fact, it's Hall that's gone out into the front. Early days, this one 15 laps. You're back on board here with Hugenbosen sitting in 2nd. Then it's Hassan, then it's another Christchurch rider in the form of Seth Devereaux on the Kawasaki. Out of Austin, so they come into the big hairpin for the first time. Hall leads it. Better start this time from Jeremy Holmes. Seth Devereaux wants to go around the outside of Hassan, tries to make the pass stick, doesn't quite get it done though. Remember, in the dry conditions, Jaden Hassan was the fastest qualifier, but then we had the rain and everything changed. And it meant that this man came through with his first win in the series. This is round 4 of the New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championships. Oh, and he's living dangerously. It's number 28, David Hall, and it's cost him a spot because Hugenbosen gets a better drive and takes the spot down the inside as they work their way across the stripe to complete the first lap. But look at this, David Hall's not done with yet. He dives down the inside into turn 1 and he takes the spot right back again. Well, it must have been a confidence building win for him in the rain because he's back out in the front here as we start lap number 2. Hugenbosen through in 2nd place. Then it's Jaden Hassan on the Yamaha, and then it would be the Kawasaki of Seth Devereaux, but it is all David Hall at the moment having his best ride in the series. Out in the front, leading the man from Christchurch, Alistair Hugenbosen. Right in behind him, you're back on board here with Hugenbosen. This is Jaden Hassan, and Hassan being monstered by Seth Devereaux. So Kawasaki on Yamaha, and Hassan just making that Yamaha just as wide as possible to try and stop the Spectro Oil sponsored Kawasaki going through. Has he managed to do so? Yes, he has for the moment. But what can you say about David Hall? He is stretching away now from this man, and this is Alistair Hugenbosen, and he sits in 2nd place. Hugenbosen has been spending the New Zealand off-season in Australia riding superbikes and supersport machines, so he comes here with a good pedigree, ex-125 racer of New Zealand. Here he is on the 600 Supersports, and he's playing second fiddle to David Hall, bike number 28, David from Te Awamutu. A self-sponsored Suzuki GSXR 600. So there is number 41, this is Jaden Hassan on the Home Buyers Report R6 Yamaha. Right in behind him, the Spectro Oils, Seth Devereaux from Christchurch. We saw that he was a master in the rain until he came down. Let's see how he handles the drying conditions. There he is on the Kawasaki, sitting back in 4th place. Young Jaden Hassan, just 17 years of age, all 6'4" of him. He wraps himself around these bikes. The rumours are that we may see Jaden on a superbike next year, so he's making the step up once again. So Dave Manuel coming back into the fray as well at the back of this bunch. Check on that for you. Yes, it is bike number 94. That's Henderson's Dave Manuel, the Coleman Suzuki sponsored Suzuki GSXR 600. This battle at the moment for 3rd and 4th. Hassan on the Yamaha, Seth Devereaux on the Kawasaki. They are very evenly matched as they work their way around the big sweeper and head up the hill once again. It all comes down to the exit of this corner. Who gets the better drive? Who holds the speed long enough? We saw that from Dave Hall. Even though he made a bit of a mistake on the exit, he got past Hugenbosen under brakes for turn number 1, and that's why he's in the front. That's why Hugenbosen through in 2nd place. There is Dave Manuel. There is number 47, Reese Holmes, by the look of it. Number 4, John Ross, the points leader. Perhaps now John Ross is just playing it safe. He knows there's only one more round to go after Hampton Downs, and that is in Taupo. Maybe he's just sitting on his points lead. The Repsol Suzuki GSXR 600 of another son of a famous father in Larry Ross. This is John Ross. We go back further down through the field, we can see that persistence has paid off for Seth Devereaux. He's got up in front of Jaden Hassan. Hassan sitting 2nd in the points coming in. Picked up valuable points in the wet in race number 1. Can you do it here in the TT? Everyone wants to win the TT, so nobody will be holding back, I wouldn't think. It is probably the second most prestigious title in New Zealand motorcycling, saved from the national title, although probably the Southerners would give us a fair argument about the Grand Prix, raced at round number 1 of these New Zealand Superbike Road Racing Championships. Hassan trying to claw back the advantage that Seth Devereaux has over him as they go across the stripe once more. This 2.8 kilometre circuit. Here is the race leader, self-sponsored Suzuki of David Hall from the Waikato. Second place man number 43, and that is Alistair Hugenbosen from Christchurch. Then it's another Christchurch runner, and that is Seth Devereaux. You're on board here with Hugenbosen looking out the back of his Suzuki. And here is the move coming from Devereaux as they work their way out of turn number 3 down into the Austin's corner. Has he made the pass stick? I think he might have. I think Devereaux's come up a spot here. We'll have a look from the outside shot. No sign of the Kawasaki from the onboard. And yes, Seth Devereaux has picked up another spot. He's gone past Hugenbosen. So Devereaux on the move here. He would love to win the TT title. That looks good on anybody's CV. There is John Ross on the Repsol Suzuki. Seth Devereaux up into second place now, working on the Suzuki of David Hall. Hall runs it a little bit wide coming out of 1, and that's going to cost him a little bit because he looked set to challenge but just ran it wide coming out of 1. But Hall had a problem as well, so that's why the advantage has been negated. And Devereaux, like a man on a mission now, stalking the Suzuki rider as they come up through turns 3 and 4. Slightly off camber, slightly downhill as they work their way into the Austin's corner. Down the inside, last of the late breakers is Seth Devereaux, and he picks up another spot. He picks up the biggest spot, and that is the front running. But Hall comes straight back at him. Well, we saw this with Hugenbosen and Hall, and they get so close. Did they touch fairings as they come into the braking area for the hairpin? Seth Devereaux comes out of it ahead, though. Well, no quarter asked or being given here at Hampton Downs. This is the important one for the 600s. It's the New Zealand TT title, the Tourist Trophy title, and it's the Kawasaki of Seth Devereaux in the front. And he's picked the right time to go into the front because they're running to the checkered flag now. Well, the laps go over in a blink of an eye, and it's going to be a Kawasaki win here for Seth Devereaux. The man from Christchurch is going to take the biggest title of his life. He wins the TT here at Hampton Downs. In second place, it will be David Hall, and in third place, it'll be Jaden Hassan of Auckland. Fourth place will go to Daniel Meatham, also of Auckland, and in fifth, it'll be Alistair Hugenbosen of Christchurch. So the TT goes to Seth Devereaux.
Honestly, that was probably the most flat-out 20 minutes I've ever had before that race. We were in with full dry setup at one point, back to full wets, ended up settling on a kind of intermediate sort of rear tyre, which worked pretty well for us. Just controlled the position from third, and again just brought the bike home, got some points back on John, and just did what we could.
It's a really hard call, you know, the conditions weren't wet, they were nearly dry. First lap, how hard do you push it? And I'm the guy that can't find that out, so I had to play it really easy on the first lap. A lot of guys passed me, but then you know, Jeremy Holmes was the unlucky one. He high-sided, they all took a chance, and it didn't pay off for him, and I just couldn't afford to be that guy.
So as we go out of Hampton Downs and into the final round, the points have closed up in the 600 Supersports. John Ross on 133, Jaden Hassan 117, just 16 behind, and then